Okay, so let's talk about your first year as a solo esthetician, because I understand the pressure and the allure of buying shiny tools that promise to get clients fast or grow your following fast or fill your calendar to the brim. But truthfully, a lot of these tools and services are not made for first-time solo estheticians or someone building their business in their first year or before they're ready to really scale. And if you're not careful, you can be spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on things that actually don't fill your calendar and are really just wasting your money. In this video, I'm going to be talking about different tools that estheticians should skip in their first years of business or whenever you're first starting out, and what to replace it with instead. Hi friends, welcome back to Glam Tech Marketing, the place where estheticians can get noticed, get seen, and get fully booked with marketing strategies that actually work. My name's Faith, I'm a licensed esthetician and have a master's in science and digital marketing analytics, and I have 6 years of experience helping estheticians just like you grow their business and fill their calendar. If you are a licensed esthetician or a service-based beauty provider looking for new marketing strategies, be sure to subscribe. It's completely free and worth every single penny. So the first tool that you can really skip on your first couple of years as an esthetician is a CRM, which is a client relationship management software. They sound really fancy, and that's because they really are, and they're very useful, especially if you have multiple staff members or you're running a really large-scale spa or med spa. When you're scaling your business, they actually do get kind of necessary at a certain point. But as a first-time or starting out solo esthetician, they are completely overly built for what you need to set the foundations of your business, and they can get expensive fast. They start usually at like $100 a month, and they can continue to grow from there. There are a lot of popular spa and beauty-based booking CRMs, but honestly, all you really need to start out is a booking software to keep track of your clients and your calendar. Whenever you're first starting out, CRMs will really just take up a lot of your time because there is a lot of learning curves that come to them, and then it'll also eat up your finances on tools that you're really not using yet. I'd recommend starting with a booking software as opposed to taking clients in the DMs. A booking software is a good middle ground between taking clients in the DMs and a full CRM platform. So I recommend Gloss Genius, Square. There's also Vagaro out there, but Gloss Genius and Square I have worked really closely with and have seen really great results throughout the years. The next big money drain for estheticians are SEO or marketing agencies that promise big growth upfront. This is kind of a hot take considering I am a digital marketing strategist. I have my master's and I've worked at the agency level before as well. But a lot of marketing agencies are expensive. They're $1,000 plus. You might find one person who's working solo that could maybe charge like $400 to $500 a month. However, they are very expensive, and truthfully, if you're going into a marketing agency before you've built out your foundations, then you might be going in too soon and you won't see the growth that you're anticipating or being promised. If you don't have business goals secured, your branding completely locked down, and main KPIs that you want to grow, then a marketing agency probably won't be a good choice for you, because those are things that you really need to have laid out before you start going through different tactics of marketing like ads, SEO, blogging. All of those come after your foundations, and a lot of times that's what marketing agencies try to get you towards. Now, don't get me wrong, there are agencies that can build out the foundations of your marketing and of your business. However, they are very expensive and there is an upfront investment cost. So if you are going that route, you need to be very clear with yourself of what you're willing to spend, and knowing that sometimes if you don't have the budget, it is better to go at it yourself than to trust an agency that might not be trustworthy or might not have experience with the type of brand that you are. The truth is, a lot of marketing agencies will lock you into long-term contracts and they promise growth, but if you're not clear on what KPIs you want to see and how that's achievable, then you and your marketing agency will both be kind of spinning their wheels. So it's better to really lock in the foundations before you go into a strategy or action-based marketing agency. As an esthetician starting out, especially if you have a limited budget, you can cover a lot of the basics of marketing yourself and then continue to scale whenever you're ready to outsource. I would recommend getting a little bit of incoming revenue coming in first before you go to a marketing agency, because it's just going to make their life easier in terms of getting you results and your life easier because you're not just wasting money. What I would recommend instead of going to a marketing agency is build a website, put that website on Google, get a Google business profile, and start your social media. Once you have that done, every single client that you see, have them start putting reviews on Google and collect those reviews to put on your website as well as your Instagram. These steps will cost dramatically less and put you on a good path to scaling your business and working with a marketing agency or a branding agency in the future, and give them a better idea of what you're looking for in your business because you've already started it. All right, let's talk about a trap that really costs you your credibility, and I see it a lot with new estheticians, and that is fake followers and engagement pods. Fake followers, of course, you have probably heard, are basically transactional followers that you get from paying some kind of company to give you those followers, and even sometimes they can be like close to your audience, close to your area. The reality is that those followers will never book a facial because they're not interested in what you have, and a lot of times they are completely fake followers. They might look real, but they're not active accounts that post a lot or engage. On the flip side, engagement pods are very common in the esthetician community, specifically on Facebook groups, but I don't recommend them because a lot of times you're following other estheticians. And guess who's not gonna book a facial with you? Another esthetician. It's also a very slippery slope because Meta can start to tell if your audience is inflated and you're getting very low engagement on your posts. It will assume that your content isn't valuable and just stop putting you in the algorithm and start shadow banning you in the system. So this is what you should do instead. Instagram is an awareness tool and it's really not the end-all be-all of your business. So start posting content for real people and know that slow growth is sustainable growth, especially on social media. Get in the mindset that you'd rather have 200 real followers or heck, 20 followers that are real as opposed to 20,000 fake followers that will never book with you. So the last thing that I would skip as a first-time solo esthetician or someone getting the foundations of their business is running social media ads before clarity. And this is what I mean by that. Ads will amplify what's already working in your business. And ads really sound like the fast track to a booked calendar in year one. However, if you don't have the foundations set up in your business to funnel a client from first impression to booking, then ads are a complete waste of money. If your website or booking system is confusing, you don't have an automated system and you're taking people to DMs and it feels clunky, then people will not book with you even if they did click on an ad. If you're going into ads and pushing out $5 a day or $500 a day, you are wasting money unless you have a good ad strategy. I'm planning on doing a video on how to make a good ad strategy because that is actually one of my specialties in the digital marketing space, and I love ads so much. But if you're not ready, then save the money and you can invest double later. My recommendation before going into paid social media ads is build clarity in your business, which means make a killer website that is super simple and easy to book. Have an automated booking system. That way people don't have to DM you if they want to book. And then also focus on your branding. Make sure that you look consistent, polished, and professional everywhere. I would say a good rule of thumb is if you're like 40 to 50% booked, then is a good time to go into ads because you know that it's working, and that way ads could push you to like 80% booked. But you need a good foundation and you need to know that clients will book with you based off of your automated systems, your website, and what you have currently. Be honest, which of these have gotten you before, or am I catching you before you're diving into the world of solo esthetician beauty marketing? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious. The biggest takeaway that I'd like for you to get from this video is don't go after all the shiny new toys and shiny things that you can have for your business. Instead, focus on the foundations. And oftentimes the foundations work for any type of service-based business. If you need help putting that together, I got you. Go ahead and download my free Book Me Up checklist for estheticians. The link is in the description. If this video helped you from wasting a lot of money, please give it a like and please subscribe. It is, again, free and worth every single penny, and I really appreciate the support.